The Republic is one of Plato's most influential works, written in the form of a philosophical dialogue. The text unfolds as a conversation between Socrates and several other characters, including Glaucon and Adeimantus. Throughout the dialogue, Plato addresses crucial topics such as justice, politics, education, and the nature of human beings. Throughout the dialogue, various definitions of justice are presented, each reflecting the beliefs and experiences of the characters involved in the discussion. Socrates argues that justice is not merely a legal principle but an essential virtue that manifests in harmony and the common good. Plato proposes the figure of the philosopher-king, who, due to his wisdom and love for truth, is the most suitable to rule. Plato establishes a social structure with three classes: rulers, philosophers, guardians, warriors, and producers, artisans and farmers, each playing a crucial role in society. The famous allegory of the cave illustrates how humans, trapped in ignorance, can only see shadows of reality. Upon leaving the cave, the prisoner experiences an awakening, discovering the truth and the reality that had been hidden before. The prisoner, upon returning, tries to convince others of the reality outside the cave but faces skepticism and rejection. Education is presented as an essential process for cultivating virtue and wisdom, shaping citizens capable of contributing to the common good. Plato argues that the state must function as a unit, where each social class contributes to the common good, ensuring justice and harmony. Plato establishes that, just like in society, the human soul has three parts: rational, spirited, and appetitive, and justice is achieved when these parts are balanced. The idea of the good is the fundamental principle in Plato's philosophy, being the source of all wisdom and the ultimate goal of knowledge. Plato maintains that justice in society is intimately connected with happiness and that a just life leads to true personal fulfillment. Plato describes how governments evolve from aristocracy, the ideal, to tyranny, degenerating as they move away from justice. Aristocracy is seen by Plato as the best form of government, where philosophers rule due to their wisdom and virtue. Timocracy is characterized by military leadership and the value of honor and glory, though it lacks the wisdom necessary for good governance. In oligarchy, power is concentrated in the hands of a few wealthy individuals, creating inequality and a focus on self-interest over the common good. Democracy is seen as a chaotic system, where equal voices can lead to impulsive decisions and mass manipulation. Tyranny, the most degraded form of government, is marked by the abuse of power and the oppression of citizens, resulting in fear and distrust. Plato describes the tyrant as an individual who, despite appearing powerful and pleased, is consumed by fear and paranoia, leading to dissatisfaction and chaos. Philosophy is presented as a path back to true knowledge, where individuals seek enlightenment through study and reflection. In the myth of Plato presents the idea of reincarnation and how souls choose their future based on past lives, emphasizing moral choice. Each soul has the responsibility of choosing its destiny, highlighting the importance of free will in Platonic philosophy. Plato emphasizes that education is fundamental for attaining wisdom and justice, serving as the tool that allows people to understand the truth. The idea that philosophers must rule is presented as the ideal of a just society, where decisions are based on reason and knowledge. Plato envisions an ideal city where each citizen fulfills their role, working together to achieve the common good and justice. Plato's work has had a lasting impact on philosophy and politics, influencing thinkers throughout the centuries. Plato leaves a legacy of critical and reflective thought, which continues to be taught and applied in contemporary education. Plato's conclusion invites readers to embark on their own journey toward wisdom, recognizing that knowledge is a continuous path to truth. Plato describes how different forms of government are interconnected in a cycle, where corruption in one leads to the rise of another, showing the nature of power. The philosopher-ruler ideal is presented as one who, through knowledge and wisdom, can govern justly and guide the city toward the good. The education of the guardians is fundamental, combining physical and philosophical training to prepare leaders who will protect the city and ensure justice. Plato criticizes the sophists, who use rhetoric and manipulation to deceive the masses, opposing the pursuit of truth and knowledge. Teaching and knowledge are essential pillars for the formation of citizens, who must understand reality beyond illusions. The philosopher is depicted as a tireless seeker of truth, whose soul constantly struggles to comprehend the world and attain wisdom. Plato warns about the dangers of misunderstood democracy, where populism and demagoguery can lead to poor decisions and chaos. The tyrant emerges when an ambitious leader manipulates the crowd, promising to fulfill desires but ultimately imposing control and oppression. The just city is presented as an ideal model, where justice and harmony prevail, in contrast to the decay of cities ruled by tyranny. The philosopher, in his quest for truth, often finds himself in exile, symbolizing the sacrifice required to pursue knowledge and justice. The ruler reflects on past decisions and the burden of power, realizing that true wisdom involves understanding the consequences of actions. The culmination of Plato's work is symbolized by the closing of the scroll, marking the importance and lasting impact of his thought on philosophy. Plato's legacy lives on through his students in the academy, where dialogue and the pursuit of knowledge continue to inspire future generations. Plato's influence extends throughout history, connecting philosophers across eras in an endless conversation about truth and justice. The Acropolis becomes a symbol of the eternity of knowledge, highlighting the importance of philosophical inquiry in building a just society. The philosopher faces the skepticism of the crowd, defending truth and the need to question established beliefs to attain deeper knowledge. Plato presents the distinction between opinion and knowledge, emphasizing that only through true understanding can a just society be built. The sacrifice of philosophers, like Socrates, is represented by hemlock, highlighting the price often paid for seeking truth in a hostile society. Plato's ideas transcend time, influencing the minds of future generations and demonstrating the transformative power of philosophical thought. Education is presented as the key to the future, where Plato's teachings continue to guide young people in their pursuit of truth and justice. Plato's vision manifests in a modern city where harmony between science, art, and philosophy creates an environment of well-being and justice for all. Plato leaves a lasting legacy that impacts thinkers from different eras, demonstrating the relevance of his ideas throughout the history of thought. Plato's legacy is encapsulated in symbols representing his fundamental ideas, showing how his thought continues to influence contemporary philosophy. Dialogue is presented as an essential tool in philosophy, connecting ideas over time and fostering the pursuit of knowledge. Plato's philosophy finds relevance in the modern world, inspiring new generations to reflect on his ideas and apply his wisdom to everyday life. The contemporary philosopher faces challenges in a world full of distractions, highlighting the importance of reflection and critical thinking in seeking truth. Philosophy is presented as an endless cycle, where knowledge flows between generations and disciplines, uniting thinkers throughout history. In his final dialogue, the aged philosopher shares his wisdom with his disciples, reminding them that the pursuit of truth is a timeless journey. Philosophy is portrayed as a beacon in the darkness, providing guidance and clarity to future generations in their search for knowledge and truth. The Academy of Athens is presented as a symbol of philosophical thought's continuity, where the sunrise represents new opportunities for knowledge and wisdom.